Первый — искусственный интеллект.
The first is artificial intelligence. Look, the work is done by people, and it will always be people who communicate with people first and foremost. Problems are also solved by people. But as of now, we have received over 2 million requests and questions from citizens. It is impossible to sort through 2 million in 13 days. It is not even possible to analyze them, or even to understand which regions they come from, to differentiate them in any way, and so on. Artificial intelligence helps us to do this, and we already have a complete picture of these 2 million inquiries. It is a model that is constantly evolving and learning. This year, the model is not yet able to send requests to ministries and departments, but there is hope that such attempts will be made next year, because it already routes requests according to the issues overseen by specific ministries. The previous 2 weeks have been very intense, with American negotiators led by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff holding talks in European capitals with Europeans and Ukrainians, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky himself. They worked on a set of key points that had been agreed upon during talks in Alaska, and then as a result of many hours of negotiations between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Witkoff. Let's see what happened with this set of points. Let's see how Zelensky and the Ukrainians influenced it. In order to understand how much it has changed, we are currently preparing the relevant contacts with the Americans. We have repeatedly stated that any actions related to the expropriation of our assets will be met with a response. Responsibility will be borne by those who made the decision collectively, those who made the decisions individually, and those who carried them out. All possible legal mechanisms will be used to this end. The president can sit for 5.5 or 6.5 hours if necessary. During complex meetings, he sits for even longer. He sits for long periods of time. But he doesn't just sit, he works. He can work during the day or at night until morning. In this sense, he loses track of time when he's working. The fact that they behave this way towards our journalists does not reflect well on them. Their so-called democracy does not reflect well on them, nor does their style of working with the press. But that's their problem. We need to mind our own business and look after our own interests. It is in our interest to make sure that the whole world hears what Putin has to say. That is why foreign journalists are here. The threat of hackers is always present. So far, everything is calm, and I am not aware of any attacks. Citizens are calling a lot, and the communication lines are barely holding up. I'll be honest with you. But they are holding up for now. There have been no such malicious attacks yet, but there have been massive attacks in previous years.